Hey, it's Tori, and welcome back to my channel. Today we welcome the wonderful Simone Simmons to the channel. How are you doing today, Simone?
I'm great on a hot summer evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing good too. It's really hot over here too. I'm in North Carolina right now, and you throw that humidity in, and it's just like, ugh,
Oh
it's
gosh, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty horrendous. So you've got the brand new solo album coming out, Vermillion, on August 23rd via Nuclear Blast Records. You've got two singles out so far. One coming as we're talking right now. There's another one coming out tomorrow. But these
Yes.
two have been so very different from each other. Of course, Eterna was very much a good mixture of 50% Epica sound and 50% Aryan. And then, of
Mhm.
course, In Love We Rust was that beautiful ballad stuff that we know from you and from Epica. How have you found the fans' response so far?
Well, it was quite interesting because this whole album came out of nowhere. I had kind of a social media break or silence, radio silence. And then all of a sudden, we started promoting that something was coming. And fans were speculating, she's maybe releasing a makeup line or it's a perfume. And some were thinking, yeah, it could be a solo album. Is it finally coming? Because I've been talking about this for years now. And yeah, I was very busy the last 1.5 years cooking up this album together with Aryan and Epica #9 as well. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could you tell us in your own words what this album is about and what it represents for you?
it's a great, how do you say, timestamp of my life, of the world, the situation we are in. I'm not extremely vocal online talking about the state of the world. I watch it, I observe, I am horrified, terrified, and put it in the music, but still in a hopeful way as well, I guess, because music is a great tool to express yourself, personally, artistically, and it's a little bit of a reflection of what's going on and the world and in my world and Aryan's world. I guess we have been working together for many years, and when the idea came to really search for someone, think about someone whom I could do it with, I reached out to Aryan and he said yes, and a couple years later we finally got to do it. And I have worked with him, but before I was even Epic, I always dreamed of working with him more than just one song.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess I got greedy after working with Ari and I wanted to have him for a whole album. So it is a full circle thing in a way. And finally, my solo album that I got to do besides Epica. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to work with Aryan? He's like this musical genius. I mean,
Yes, he's
I'm
a
not
legend.
even I'm not even musically talented in any way, and I would give anything just to see. I know he doesn't really like touring, but just to see one of his shows live would be
Hmm.
amazing. So the color red is obviously very prominent with the theme of the album. Why is that?
Yeah, when Arian and I started brainstorming, thinking of what can we do, how will it sound like, and in order for Arian to write songs, he also said he needs some kind of concept, a starting idea, and he said, "Yeah, we should do something with the color red." It might have been because of my red hair to begin with. I've actually never asked him if that was the reason, and I had the idea of using doing something musically with the word vermilion because I fell in love with it and had it in the back of my mind for many years. And then both of us kind of had the same idea, using the color red as a source of inspiration for lyrics, for music, and also visually for the artwork as well. And it's a very powerful color that symbolizes many, many things in life, many emotions. and a great source to write from.
Yeah. The artwork on the album itself, with you portrayed as Medusa, is very powerful. Was there a reason behind choosing Medusa?
Well, I guess I worked with an artist called Hedi Sant. He's German with Norwegian background, I believe. And I got to know him through the stylist Epica I worked with, and he's an amazing artist. He does many different things. He's a sculptor. He's worked with bands like Ghost, Parkway Drive, and I thought it would be great to work with him one day. And I told him about the songs. I sent them to him, the lyrics, and the color red, and he was like, okay, let me just try something. So I kind of gave him carte blanche,
Mm-hmm.
and having me on the cover, but in a very special way. I never asked to be portrayed as a Medusa. That was his thing. I told him, do whatever you want. I'm sure you come up with something great. And I guess Medusa is some kind of hypnotizing creature. And isn't that something we kind of do with our music, with singing, the sirens that lure the sailors into the water? And yeah, he sculpted a beautiful woman, and did a photo shoot with Laurie to have like a real good headshots. And then he kind of morphed it into one mythical creature. But so far, I haven't seen anybody turn to stone if I make eye contact with them. But I do look like Medusa in the morning when I wake up with my hair everywhere.
I mean, same here. I mean, nobody's perfect in the morning.
No, I didn't wake up like this.
No, this takes effort for both of us.
Yes, I have to fall into a couple of buckets of paint and then this comes out.
Yes, exactly. I've always loved following you along with your makeup journey as well, because you are very passionate about that too, and also your photography and just your little side hobbies that you have other than music that keep you sane and keep you going. What do you hope listeners will take away from that album?
I just hope that the music gives some emotions to people, makes them bang their head, makes them maybe shed a tear, get goosebumps, find relatable, something relatable in it, and just, be touched by the music. And I think for me, it's always a good meter when I listen to the songs that I feel it. And I want, first of all, to be the music, the lyrics, the singing to be sincere. And I have to be happy with it. And if other people like it, it's great. But it's in a way a kind of therapeutic thing to do, to write music. And it's a little bit like a diary. And I just love singing. And I guess a lot of people can hopefully hear that passion and where it all comes from. And I hope I can be that invisible friend to people through my music.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring this up till like we'd finished the interview, but I have been a personal fan of yours and Epica since like 2007. So you've really shaped who I am personally as a person. And so with you saying that, I just want to reiterate that your voice does that for me and for many people out there. You like, I truly feel that emotion that you want to convey with whatever message it is in the songs, like with In Love We Rust. It gave me goosebumps and it made me cry.
Oh, yeah. I hope it was crying. I mean, ugly crying is fine. And that's, in a way, the thing that music can do to people. It enhances all your emotions, and it can really pull you through a rough patch. It can gear you up in the fitness studio, give you just strength and energy. And I always called music like an invisible friend. It's always there for you, to comfort you, to make you feel good, powerful. And we're all humans made out of flesh and blood, and we go through good and bad phases in life. And music is, like a therapist, I guess, as well.
Yeah, it's definitely been like you say, that invisible friend for me throughout my life. And
Mm.
I just want to personally thank you while I'm having this opportunity to talk with you for
Yeah.
just giving me that as well with Epica, and now of course with this exciting new solo album that you're bringing out, which of course is so very diverse. And you with Aryan as well, working with him, there's so many
Mm.
different genres. How would you describe that musical landscape for people who may just be now coming into listening to you?
Yeah, it's very colorful with the emphasis on the color red, of course. And they're all super catchy, groovy songs with just amazing songwriting. I put so much effort in my singing to become even, more advanced and learn and experiment, like singing in Dutch, for example. That's something I have never done before and was so much fun. And Ari makes it very easy for me. He's very good at writing uh, catchy songs, but songs that capture you,
Mm-hmm.
draw you in, like a master of melodies. And I have a strong, uh, a big part of me is like melancholy. I am a very happy person, but I do think a lot, I guess, chronic overthinker. And um, I am so happy I get to put that in the music in a way, in my lyrics. There's no limits, and for me to sing on those songs was a breeze. It felt very natural, and I think you can hear that. It's effortlessly. It's easy to listen to. The songs captivate you, and it's very diverse because the first reaction after Aitana was it was a conscious choice to use that as a single because it's a perfect mash of Epica and Aryan, and of course my voice people know through Epica. So when they hear my voice, everything will at first sound a little more like Epica, but all the other songs are quite different. And Lovely Rust is a beautiful, heart-wrenching ballad, but then you have some industrial influences, very proggy, amazing guitar riffs, and just beautiful atmosphere in the songs and great sing-along songs, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned that you sang in your native language, which is Dutch, and you
Mm.
sang in several languages on this album. How was that for you?
It was Arjen's idea, and I've sung in Latin, English, and even German.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "Yeah, let's do Dutch." And I thought, "Oh, that's new." Um, I have a very strong accent from where I come from, and you hear that when I speak Dutch. Even though I moved to Germany, it's still very prominent. But I thought, I'm up for a challenge, and I like to do something new and surprising. So I wonder what people will think when they hear that. I'm not sure if Dutch would be the best language for a full album, but for little detail, it's perfect.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear it because obviously that'll be the first time we, as your fans, that are hearing you singing in
Mhm.
Dutch as well. So, what did the creative process look like for you when it came to composing or writing the songs with Arjen?
Arjen just when he's working on a project, he locks himself up. He anyway lives in the Electric Castle, his studio. That's
Mm-hmm.
his safe space where he's creative and he's amazingly hardworking. I made the word joke in the biography as well that both of us are hardworking people, but written as in HEART, hardworking,
Mm-hmm.
because it comes from the heart. We are very emotional people that just put everything we have in the music. We both bear our souls, and um, we brainstormed, or Arjen actually asked me which other bands beside Epica, of course, do you like? Is there a direction you want to go to? And I gave him a list of songs, a list of bands. Both of us are huge fans of Rammstein and Muse, so you'll hear influences of that in it as well. And yeah, beautiful ballads like in Lovely Rust, Dark Night of the Soul is also a ballad that he actually wrote over 30 years ago, but never really used the song. and really wanted to use it for this album. And it's also the last song on the album, which is unusual. If I think about my repertoire with Epica, all the ballads were hidden like
Right.
safely around all the heavy songs, and this is you get 9 really heavy songs, and also in Lovely Rust, but then you have Dark Night of the Soul, which is such a beautiful intimate ballad. But he just started writing songs and he would send them to me, and then I would go over to the studio and record vocals for those songs, and we did it in like 4 sessions to keep things fresh. But also, whenever he had a couple new songs, I would go to him and record vocals in his studio.
Yeah. So when, of course, Eterna came out first, and then on my react, I have my reaction channel, so I reacted to it, and at the end, I absolutely love the song, but I was like, I really hope there's some ballads, because I feel like when people are discovering Epica, of course, Epica is heavy, 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 and as you say, the ballads are somewhat hidden throughout the albums, and a lot of people tend to miss out on those, especially if they're just listening to what people are recommending them on YouTube. And I was like, I feel like they're so, for me, they're like my favorites, the ballads. Don't get me wrong, I love to get heavy and I love to like headbang and not give a fuck and whatever, but just those ballads, your voice in those ballads, the emotion that I feel, like when you guys brought out Rivers and then you went ahead and did the a cappella version of Rivers. Oh my gosh, Simone, your voice, just absolutely stunning. So I'm really glad you've got a couple of ballads through like in this album, and I'm excited to see how it's gonna end, like how the song before is gonna lead into that ballad and then lead us out of the rest of that album in that storytelling way. Do you have a personal favorite, or is that like a ridiculous question because these are your babies,
Yes, it's difficult to choose, but I also have to add I love singing in ballads, and I think that's also one of my stronger points, I guess, singing in ballads where every little detail of the voice really peeks through. The voice is very naked in a way; it's very exposed, and you can hear all the little nuances that sometimes get lost in all the other layers of the heavier songs. And when it comes to favorites, I absolutely love Fight or Flight and In Lovely Rust, R.E.D., The Core. I love them all. I think they all are such gems. And it's like you said, it's hard to choose your babies, your favorite ones. And it changes also, some songs you instantly have a click with, like In Lovely Rust. I couldn't get it out of my head. But then randomly another one song pops up in your mind. I have all the melodies in my head, and then on top of that, I have all the new Epica songs in my head. And last weekend we had a show with songs from the old Epica repertoire, because even Omega, we're still touring with that album, is now old for me because we have a lot of other new songs. But yeah, and Lovely Rust is definitely mine and Arian's favorite. It's it's beautiful. It's really, it captivates you, it draws you in. And I even had some reactions from fans saying that if I have a sad day, I'm going to skip this one because it just makes me too sad in a way. But I think then we have kind of achieved what we wanted to achieve, because your emotions, your stories, your thoughts and your ideas travel through the music and reaches other people all around the world, and they don't live in your head anymore, and you get to share it with the world, and that's just a beautiful thing. And since the album is so diverse, I'm sure there's a song for everybody, and I can't wait for people to hear R.E.D., which comes out tomorrow, because that's going to be a really cool one as well. And it's all earworms actually, so it's very difficult to choose.
Yeah, they definitely have been earworms so far. I can't tell you how many times I've replayed them over and over, and I guess I'm the kind of person, if I'm sad, I will listen to sad music. I'm just that way.
Yeah, to get even deeper in it, to really feel it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and sometimes you have to skip it because you feel like you can't handle it. You can't go that deep. But it's good, and I think if music can um, really have that effect on people, that just shows how powerful it is. And I think a life without music would be unbearable.
I agree. I agree. I said that I was talking about that the other day, and I was saying how if somebody came into this world and just like pulled it out from under us after so many years of having it, I don't know how I would continue on,
Mm,
because when I'm at home, or like you say, working out, doing chores,
mm,
editing, whatever, I'm always listening to something, whether that's
mm,
heavy metal, whether I love instrumentational stuff, I love
mm,
industrial, I love all kinds of stuff. And that's one of the reasons I started my channel, is so that I get myself out of the little box we sometimes put ourselves into, so that we can have people around the world recommend stuff that you may not necessarily listen to or have thought to
mm.
listen to. And it's just it's such a wonderful thing, and it can take us on such a roller coaster of emotions. And I am so grateful for
Yeah.
people like yourselves, and like Aryan, and like the guys in Epica, and just musicians in general, who give us their talent and uh, give us that gift into the world for people like myself, who may not necessarily have a talent, and we can then consume that and take that into our hearts. Um,
Mm.
you have only
Yeah, I
one
have the same. I mean, I'm writing music, singing, but I also enjoy myself to listen to music. And I've been enjoying Aurora a lot lately, and she came out with
Yes,
a new album, and
yes.
that has been almost on my in my ears nonstop. Also, because I have to sometimes neutralize all the things I'm working on and listen to something else than my own voice all the time. But yeah, I think it's a gift if you can do this for a living and yeah, just give something back to the world through music.
Yeah. It's funny you mention Aurora, because she's one of the ones that I discovered through the channel, and she's going to be um playing stateside in November, so I'm hoping I can get tickets to go and see her live, because like you, her voice is just so impactful and full of emotion. Plus,
Mm,
she also puts those messages out into the world. The same with you guys
yeah.
do in Epica, about things that are happening in the world that people may not necessarily want to address, but through music, it's
Mm,
done
mm.
in a way that you can ingest it a little more than just straight facts in your face.
Yeah, it just the words travel differently when they're sung,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
And combined with the melodies, the message comes across more, with more impact than if you were
mm-hmm.
to read it in a newspaper or scroll through whatever social
Social
media where everything
media.
is so fast and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you have only one feature on the album, which is, of course, the amazing Alyssa from Arch Enemy. How did you go about choosing her in particular, and why?
Yeah, we wanted to have a very talented uh, vocalist on Cradle to the Grave. There are some really cool grunting, screaming tracks. And both Ari and I wanted to work with Alyssa, and I told him, I just give her a call and let's send her the song. And we've known each other for years. We toured together, but never actually sung together.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's also, besides an amazing grunter, growler, screamer, um, she can also sing clean,
Mm-hmm.
So we
Mm-hmm.
thought, let's send her the song, give her the lyrics, and let her just, do her thing. And the song turned out beautifully. So it's great to have her on the album.
That's awesome. I can't wait to hear it. So, right now, you're in the middle of festival season. Just to deviate a little bit away from the album, how is that treating you?
We've done our first official festival show last weekend. I love the summer. I love festivals. I just love the ambience. I love checking out other bands. So we only have not a handful, two handfuls of festivals this year because we're reaching the end of our touring cycle for Omega, and
Mm-hmm.
next year I guess we will play more festivals when the new album comes out. Yeah, I love it. I love the variety of club shows and festivals, and I love the summertime and just the overall feeling of, sunny days and discovering other bands, seeing a lot of my friends and colleagues in the scene, and yeah, I just love the chill vibe and the backstage, and yeah, it's definitely summer and spring are my seasons.
Yeah. See, I'm spring and autumn are mine. Like, so it's just because summer
Uh,
here is so deadly, and
yeah.
I'm British myself, so I'm just my body is just totally not used to it, and I'm having to like stay indoors in the AC. Whereas like spring and I just love the colors of autumn. You know, the leaves are changing, and it's just such a pretty time. But yeah,
It's a
I've
cozy time.
also it is a cozy time, and it's I feel like because that's of course leading up to all these family holidays and things like you say, it's just very cozy and lovely. And if
Mm.
you also just recently laid down your vocals for Epica 9. How was that process?
Intense, but always uh, a challenge, I guess. Singing quite a lot of songs in a short period of time. With
Hmm.
Ari and I kind of broke it up into 4 sessions of singing, and yeah, we've had also quite intense writing of the album, coming together many times, spending time at the writing camp with our producer. And in between that, I was also still working on my solo album. So
Hmm.
it's been a creative, chaotic period in my life. Um, Singing the songs in the studio always puts kind of a little bit of pressure on you because you know that's how it's going to sound, that's how people are going to hear it. You want it to be perfect. So I make sure I'm very well prepared and I take it very seriously. And Joost also gets the best result out of me and he pushes me sometimes to my limits. But it's all, for the greater good, getting just the
Hmm.
best result. And I think having worked with Arjen also on that album, I learned again many more things about myself, about my singing that I could implement for the new Epica as well. So I think that was a good side step for me, to work with someone else and then go back into the familiar waters
Hmm.
and show off some new found skills, I guess.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Like I say, I've been such a huge fan of yours personally, but also of Epica since I think it was 2007 when Never Enough came out. And it was at the time, of course, when music videos on like it was Kerrang! And I heard it. I was like, "What is?" Because I'd never really heard symphonic metal much before. And I was like, "What is this? Like this beautiful voice over this like rock metal music?" And then I just delved back into what you'd already brought out, and I've just been a fan ever since. And it's just been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. I'm not going to keep you much longer. What are your rest of your plans?
Well, we are gonna do some more festivals, but officially I'm now on the Epica holiday. Still working
Mm-hmm.
though, but we have the last 2 weeks of July off, and we have 2 weeks in August off. In between that, of course, my mind's always buzzing, preparing for a photo shoot, and we have the symphonic synergy shows coming up, the choir orchestra shows in Amsterdam, and also
Mm-hmm.
in December. And planning my holiday. What am I gonna do as well? So yeah, tomorrow RD comes out, the album comes out end of August. So many cool things to look forward to, and I can't wait for everybody just to hear all that I've been working on and
Yeah.
share everything with the world.
I'm excited too. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. She thinks she's a guard dog, but she's really not. All right.
Well,
I'm not I'm not
I don't
gonna
hear it, but I love dogs.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, we've got two, and they're both seniors now, and she's ever since we've had her, her bark's bigger than her bite. You know, she thinks she's this big, burly dog, but she's really not. She's a sweetheart. But I'm not gonna keep you much longer, Simone. Do you have any last words for people that are watching this, just of thanks or anything like that?
Yeah, of course. I'm extremely grateful for everybody that takes time to listen, to connect to music, my singing, whether it's Epica or now also Vermillion. I hope people are gonna love it. And yeah, thanks for supporting me and keep on listening to metal music, any music, and yeah, have a good time, stay healthy, and hope to see you guys on the road.
Well, thank you so very much, Simone. It's been an absolute pleasure. Of course, guys, I will leave all of the links and the pre-order links so you can pre-order Vermillion right now down below in the description, along with all the links where you can find Simone, Arjen, and Epica. And yeah, it's been wonderful chatting to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well, and give the little dogs a little pet for me.
I will. I will. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all of my social media links and my Discord link are down in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come hang out in the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.